coach, if you will. And everything I do is specific. I don't have a module for, you know, a 7-member team. Here's what we're going to do today and go through it. We're not going to fill out any evaluations at the end of this session to see how you guys feel about it, right? So everything is just very specific to this. Pete called me up, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I got to tell you, with the interview process, the phone calls I've had, I've spoken with everyone, and met Shahid last night, totally impressed with this team. I mean, I'm a huge fan. Like, you guys are, I don't know, the thing that jumped out at me, first of all, this is like a silly thing. Every single phone call went off when it was supposed to go off, and we got the questions answered and got information, and there was no issues with, I mean, I know that sounds real basic, but for a team of this, just to have an appointment and have it get done was pretty impressive. So I'm a big fan of this team. You guys are all very talented. You're all hard workers, and the numbers, I mean, they speak for themselves. So the thing with Pete, so Pete gives me a call, and I got to tell you, Pete and I are friends, but he is probably one of my biggest go-tos for advice in my career. He knows most of my sales stories, successes, and some of the failures. He knows how I've worked with teams. I share really crazy, silly ideas with him. A lot of my stuff kind of goes off on the creative side, on how to deal with clients, how to deal with issues within a team, whatever it may be. Most of my work has been with big companies. Unisource is the largest private paper and packaging distributor. Smurfit Stone, which is now Rock 10, is one of the largest manufacturers of corrugated packaging. So Pete called me and he said, I got this team, and he said, we never kind of take a step back and think about where we've been and where we're going, and never really take a big picture look at things. He's like, what do you think? So is this like a trick question? Why don't you take a step back, take a look at what you're doing, and think about where you're going to go? I mean, is it really that hard? You know? So he's like, no, we're doing that. No.
Here's my bill.
You haven't used up the first minute. Yeah. But so the conversation kept going. He's like, no, we're having a meeting in a few weeks. And I think that's what it was at the time, right? So it was a few weeks out, we're having this meeting. He's like, well, what do you think? And again, I'm very specific in the things I do. That's how I kind of think about things, like not generically, whether it's team building, interacting with each other, interacting with clients, all those things. I want to get down to something very simple, very specific. And I think that generally leads to success. So I said, Pete, well, if you're all getting together, all you got to do is talk, share, and be specific. So that's really what we're going to do today, right? We're going to talk about things, build on some of the things Pete's talked about here, and the numbers we're going to share with each other, and we're going to be very, very specific. So my thoughts, and you guys, this is your meeting, so I want you to agree with these things. We walk out of here today, number one, your personal goals, your personal career goals with Cisco, everyone's going to know what they are. Everyone in this team is going to know, and you're going to know everyone else's, okay? The second thing is our team priorities. We're going to come up with very specific team priorities. Everyone's going to know what they are and how we're going to, and probably won't get totally into how we're going to get to all those team priorities or execute on it, but we'll get those down. And the third thing is a commitment, including myself. We're all going to walk out of here with just one commitment. And we'll get into that a little bit more, but one commitment that we're going to all do, everyone's going to have their own, to make sure that this team, Cisco and NetApp, are all successful in 2015. So if you guys are on board with that, let's do it. Sound good?
Yeah.